Inflation fading, economies are slowing, liquidity reigns. So pivot is definitely here.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we have Morgan Creek Capital CEO Mark Yusko predicting that in 2023, Bitcoin, stocks, and many other risk assets are on the verge of a bounce back, just like the tech sector after the dot-com crash of the early 2000s. Yusko says something similar is brewing when markets crashed and sentiment turned sour right before a major rebound took place. He compares the current market conditions for Bitcoin and tech stocks like Tesla and Apple to the dot-com bubble because the Nasdaq is now showing the exact same signs as 20 years ago when the market went parabolic and has now surpassed the 2000 to 2001 peak. Yusko expects Bitcoin to outperform gold this year after the king of crypto collapsed in 2022. Let's check out the latest interview as Mark Yusko gives us his take on where the crypto and stock market is headed in 2023. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy the content we do here on this channel. Let's get right into the video.
You know, we talk about S curves all the time, first decade, first 10%, next decade, next 80%, and then the last decade, the last 10%. And that's any trend, right? And he showed cars. And in 1900, the automobile was 14 years old, right? And only about 10% of people had an automobile. And then there was this inflection point over the next decade where 90% of people had automobiles and the horseless carriage went away. And so turns out Bitcoin is 14 years old, about the same as the automobile, and probably going to have the same type of adoption. As we kind of talk about what's going to be hot in 2023, but the halving 2020, is important because we're coming up in about 3 months to that period where crypto spring ends, crypto summer begins, and we head toward the next halving in 2024. All that glitters when central banksters print and print gold and orange coin. Back to the mining theme, hard assets, buy what is hard, get real, another hashtag of mine. Another one, inflation fading, economies are slowing, liquidity reigns. So pivot is definitely here. Another one, I tweeted something out from Brian Sullivan, who does the really early show, the 5 a.m. show on CNBC. And he said, even if over the next 30 years we get to 120 million EVs on the planet from 15 million today, we should have no decrease in the demand for oil because you got to transport all the stuff to make the EVs all around the world. So oil and gas reviled, demand destruction subsides, prices head for skies. So I think there is serious melt up risk in the oil market. One of my favorites, since I just seated a European long only manager, heard Europe was dead. No good companies around. Buy what is on sale. So those are a few of mine. Oh, and then one more. King dollar dethroned, hegemony up for grabs, yuan, then Bitcoin. By 2025, which is not very far from now, there will be 2 billion Gen A's, Gen Alphas, the largest generation ever. 385,000 Gen Alphas born each day, fully digital native. They'll never use a physical wallet. They'll never set an analog alarm clock. They will never put film in a camera. They will all use crypto. When we talk about technological innovation, disruption, it's on the outs right now, right? I mean, poor Kathy, down every single day, right? People are just selling ARK. I joke the ARK has sprung a leak and everyone thinks innovation's dead. Look, I'm old. I lived through 2001, 2002. This is exactly exactly what happened in 2001, 2002. Enron defrauded people. Tyco defrauded people. People were like, oh, this WorldCom, board was like ready to fire us at UNC for investing in this stupid stuff. And then, we had this art technology group thing where we put in, for every dollar we put in, our cost of the stock was 50 cents, and we sold it for $100. We made 200 times our money, turned $100,000 into $20 million for the university. They're like, oh, I like that. Do that more.
do more of that. Yeah.
Do more of that. Do more of that.
Yeah.
But then it went to zero.
The anticipation of the next Bitcoin halving will be the main catalyst that sparks a new crypto rally in as soon as the second quarter of 2023, according to Yusko. He says the halving will propel Bitcoin to $100,000, and the rally is going to take place despite an unfavorable macroeconomic picture dominated by high interest rates and slow growth. This comes on the heels of two of the top companies in the world, Tesla and Amazon, losing over half their value last year in 2022 alone. Yusko says in 2023, he also expects the central bank to resume printing soon, as fears of recession loom on the horizon.
Literally, the stock went to zero. The company, but then here's the interesting thing. And this is another chart that I saw this morning that's amazing. If you look at all the comparisons of the bubble that we just lived through to 2000, right, they all look the same. Right? NASDAQ went up and then it went down 84%. And Peloton went up and went down. And Tesla went up and went down. And everything looks like this bubble chart. But then this guy put the next part of the chart, which is, then NASDAQ went parabolic. Now it took 20 years. But it went super parabolic, went way higher than the 2000 peak. Now gold, I think it's going to have a good year, but it won't have a great year because JP Morgan's going to spoof it, right? They're going to try to keep it down because if it takes off, that damns the Fed, basically indicts the Fed by saying that you destroyed the money, right? Because gold is money, right? And as gold prices rise, we realize that our money is less valuable. Like if other stuff rises, that can be temporal, like I think real estate. I think that's a temporal thing. And with rising rates, housing prices are going to fall. But gold is the ultimate arbiter of value. And that's why I think Bitcoin will have a better year than gold. Like, Schiff's going to be crying again by the end of the year. But he's always crying. He's always crying about something. It's fine to say liquidity reigns, that I believe inflation is fading, right? That I believe that. That's my first 5, syllables. Economies are slowing, right? It is incontrovertible that economic growth is slowing around the world. Now, I will argue it's not collapsing like depression, but it's slowing. And I think that's the point of the lag effect, as you say, as rates rise, there's a bite. I think the same thing's going to happen here. We'll have this shallow recession. Maybe they don't even actually ever call it a recession, although it's hard to argue. If you look at leading economic indicators, we ran a $4 trillion with a T deficit in 2020. And I think, it got significantly smaller this year because of the accounting, the magic. I love this. You release oil from the SPR. And somehow that's a net export. Are you freaking kidding me? No, it's not.
Typically, the first 10 to 20% of a bear market is met with skepticism, but this time it's different. 2 months ago, as FTX contagion gripped the digital asset market, Bitcoin plummeted to a 2-year low of 15,480. Bitcoin has now risen 23% in the last 7 days, its best weekly performance since February of 2021. With the recent rally in the prices of Bitcoin and Ethereum, this has caused the overall crypto market cap to reclaim $1 trillion for the first time since November. This rally is believed to be led predominantly by institutional investors and large corporations. Despite the Fear and Greed Index indicating instability across the market, Mark Yusko remains bullish on Bitcoin. What do you guys think about Mark Yusko's prediction for Bitcoin and where the crypto market is heading in 2023? Comment down below. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This is Library of Wealth. We'll see you in the next video.